All right, welcome to episode 10 of the Limitless Range Basketball podcast here on Ellis Highlight Reel. I'm your host, as always, Brandon Ellis, and I got my guys, Jacob Perrine and Shay Foley from Total Apex Sports. Say what's up, fellas.
What up, what up? We got a lot to talk about today,
Yeah.
WNBA-wise.
I'm so glad. I wanted to come have a show where nothing controversial happened.
Yeah, well, some controversy has happened.
He turns on the light after he says that. I love it.
Nothing new. But we'll get to some of that stuff. I mean, we won't go into the full controversy of everything that's happened with one of the topics. Because that's not the show. To be honest, because that's not the show. But we will get into the Lynx clinching the playoff spot and continue their dominance of being the best team in the W right now. The Mystics having a heck of a win streak heading into the next matchup tomorrow night against the Aces. We'll talk about the Mystics. We will talk about the Deschanel Carrington Sophie Cunningham foul itself. And what our thoughts on the play were. Also the Caitlin Clark technical foul that got rescinded. Which that won't take long because I think we all agree that that should not have been a technical foul in that moment. I think we all agree with that. We'll also pay tribute to Don Nelson, who passed away over the weekend. He was one of those great coaches. Passed away at 86 over the weekend. So rest in peace, Don Nelson. We'll have a tribute to him. Followed by the end of the show with this. Since Don Nelson was one of the coaches in primarily the 90s, but has some iconic 2000s teams, we're going to do 2000s moments. At the end of the show. So that is the rundown of the show tonight on the Limitless Range. So let's get into the WNBA Roundup real quick and start with Kayla McBride's 43-point explosion yesterday to beat the Wings in that game in the afternoon. To clinch them to be the first team to clinch a playoff spot. Obviously, they've been the best team all season overall. But let's start with McBride's performance first, focus on that, and then we'll talk about the Lynx as a whole. So, Jacob, go ahead, start with McBride real quick.
Well, it's like we talked about last week when it comes to the Lynx. It's just like anybody can go off at any time because it's not so much that they have superstar talent, but they just have such great depth of, quality players. And McBride has consistently been one of those for them this season, especially, with Nafisa missing most of the season because of surgery. So she's been, really one of the crux to this team being as good as it's been this season. And the game she had was emblematic of the entire season for her. I mean, she's been a catalyst for them shooting the ball. I think she shoots over 40% from three. She's one of the best shooters in the league. And last night, she put her stamp on history, making 10 threes, being the first woman player to ever hit 10 threes in a game, and obviously set the WNBA record. So, just the rich get richer when it comes to the Lynx. That's all I'll say on that.
Yeah. Shane, your thoughts on McBride individually from yesterday?
So, remember, I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago when I said I think the Lynx have a big three of Olivia Miles, McBride, and who's the
Collier?
Yeah, Collier, right?
Collier, yeah.
And you said that has a case of being.
I did say that. I did say that. Well, now it's your case.
Well,
here's
the thing. You're right, and I'm right, and that's what's scary about this team.
Right.
It could be anyone. I know Jacob already said it, but
yeah,
it's worth repeating. Anyone on this team can get you. And I think specifically about McBride, it is. I don't know how teams defend the Lynx, because when you have at least all you need is 2 players, or the defense has to give you extra attention.
Yeah,
you're gonna give a shooter like McBride that bit of daylight. So
yeah.
I mean, I think McBride is good enough to hit a shot when she's decently contested, but like
especially during that game,
players
she was just hitting ridiculous Steph-like shots. But
exactly, yeah.
You even give her like a little bit of daylight where it's uncontested, it's going in.
Yeah. She's like one of those players who I feel like you'll see this in college a lot, where like they'll be playing against a zone and like they'll pass around the edge, and it's just one player who needs a step. Like you're a step away from me, and therefore I'm open, and there I'm going to shoot this 3. Like that. Scariest team in the WNBA by far.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get into it. I mean, obviously the WNBA record, 10 threes in the game, which is crazy to think that, yes, McBride's a great shooter, but you would have thought like Ionescu would have hit 10 by now, or Clark would have hit 10 by now, which is crazy with how good shooters they are. So congrats to McBride on that achievement, obviously. Looking at the game itself, the Wings lost Shepard in this game due to injury early, which Shepard's one of the key cogs of the team for them, even though she's not the best player. Obviously, the best player is like Paige. But she's a key cog there. Also, Ogubawale, interestingly enough, only had 5 points and 2 for 4 shooting in 28 minutes of action, which I don't know why Enrique is not shooting for the Wings right now. To talk about the Wings a little bit, I don't know why Ogubawale is not in their flow of offense. Becker's had a good game, 23 and 8 assists and 4 rebounds. Like Becker's had a great game. Flood didn't play in the game either, so that kind of hurt the Wings' firepower a little bit in this game.
Which makes it even weirder that Gugawale didn't, only attempted 4 shots. It's like, okay, Fudd's not out there. We're going to need somebody else to really, provide more firepower. It's just weird that somebody as good as Gugawale couldn't do it. Yeah.
Or Seagrass could have stepped up for Flood too. And Seagrass only took 3 shots. It was Ozzie James who was 7 for 10 and 1 for 1 from 3, who had 19.
That's interesting. Yeah.
That was an interesting role player that stepped up, and Sims had a good game at 17, and then Alana Smith, who a lot of teams are talking about Alana Smith, not like they were talking about before the trade deadline. They might trade Alana Smith because she's not fitting what the Wings are doing right now, even though they just got her. But it looks like she found some kind of role. In that game
find
yesterday.
A little bit of a fit somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. But it was like one of the situations where it still wasn't enough. Obviously, when you got the best team on the other side, with McBride's 43, Collier had 17, Miles had 20 and 13 assists.
You're not beating that team.
You're not beating it. Natasha Howard, we haven't really talked about Natasha Howard here. She's been a good fit at the 5 for that Lynx team as well. They found something there in the
like I said, Howard. They got that depth of talent, just depth of quality players, man.
Maybe I should stop trying to figure out their big 3 and just call them a big 5.
Yeah.
Well, the counter to you, Jacob, with the depth, the bench doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
Scoring wise, because like the game against the Wings, I can literally tell you
nobody.
8 bench points total.
I mean, that's the only kryptonite they have. But like I said, it's just like I think we talked about that before, where it's just like, so what if the bench doesn't produce? You have like 3 godlike players in your starting 5.
I mean, that's the thing. They just need Collier and Miles to be what they are.
Yeah, exactly. Like even if like you said, Collier only scored 17 points, but Miles is over here scoring 20 points and dishing out 13 assists. So somebody's making up something somewhere.
Yeah. That's the thing about the Lynx is like, if you give me 5 minutes and you give me any player, I can look and I'll find a bad statistical game from them. Caitlin Clark, I'll any of these players, I'll find 1 or 2 games they didn't play too well. The thing about the Lynx, they could have those games, but they're still gonna be wins.
Yeah,
you can be a Miles for 15, they'll get the dub. You can hold Collier to 17, they'll get the dub just because of the.
The thing, it's like the thing about the Lynx too is they win comfortably every single night. So even with like obviously only getting 8 bench points this past game, they still won by 10. You know what I mean? Or so, I think they won by 10. They still won comfortably, is what I'm trying to say.
They won by 13.
Yeah,
they won by 13.
Exactly. So they won comfortably. And then it was the same with the Aces this past week as well, where it's just like, they just like, even though it was a little bit close at the end there, Miles was able to get them over the hump and, scored 26 points to get them there. Yeah. And like,
it's, it's like,
sorry.
When you look at this, no, I apologize for interrupting.
No, you're good. I don't even know where I was going with it. So
so I'll pitch in here real quick. So when you look at this Lynx team, it reminds you of those Aces teams with Plum, Wilson, Jackie Young at the helm with the depth they had around. It also reminds you that 2024 Liberty team when they had Natasha Cloud, they had. Like they still had their big three in Escu, Stewart, and Jones, but they had other pieces around that could step up in a pinch.
Even if they didn't have like the quality bench play, it was more like you said, you had that big three, but then you can plug in anybody else in there, and within that starting 5, like you can with the Lynx.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think that is all, like, that is the detail right there too. When you look at all those teams in I just don't think any team, and we've talked about this ad nauseam with the Lynx, I don't think any team in the W right now is going to beat this team in Minnesota.
No,
if they're clicking, if they're clicking like they were yesterday, I just don't think any team. Because I think Reeve is the best coach in the W right now. I think Cheryl Reeve is the best coach.
And I think she's shown her coaching stripes, especially this past month with Collier coming back. And obviously Collier hasn't shown any amount of rust whatsoever. But at the same time, Reeve is being able to plug her back into the lineup, and it's not taking away from anybody else's game. Like, it's not taking away from Miles's game. It's not taking away from McBride's game. It's just literally a perfect plug-in, and they just are still going.
Yeah. I would say Becky Hammond, obviously, with it's just success, and also, like, a couple, like Brondella when she's on her game. Yes. Granted, that Toronto Tempo team, ever since before they kind of dipped a little bit. In quality, I think probably the suspension kind of threw things off for that team a little bit too when she got suspended. But when she's got a team and she knows what she's doing, I think Brondella is a great coach.
Well, I think Toronto is an up and coming team, and they still have some growing, and obviously still have to really figure out the roster. And I think once they're able to get like the team that she wants, they're going to be really good.
Also, a shout to the Valkyries coach.
Yes.
She is really good. Like their second year in the league, and they're the 2 seed right now. And she's really good. I have to remember her name is escaping me at this time. I can look it up. While y'all talk about, and then also, like I said, Stephanie White. The Liberty's coach is not their new coach. Liberty's new coach is not that either. But obviously Cheryl Reeve, multiple time champion, like she knows what she's doing when it comes to the coaching ranks.
Has she been with the Lynx the entire time?
Yes.
Okay. I thought she was there during the Maya Moore days. Okay.
Yeah, she was. Okay. Yeah. So she's been with the Lynx.
So she's a Hall of Famer. Yeah.
So I'm looking up the Valkyries head coach because I want to shout her out because I was watching the Valkyries Sparks game last night.
Yeah.
Natalie Nakase, I think that's how you pronounce it. She was, I think she was assistant with the Aces. So she was the Aces assistant before she got the job at Golden State. She's a really good coach.
Yeah.
I like that's the Becky Hammond tree.
Yeah. I feel like in terms of best coach in the W, I think it's between Becky Hammond and obviously Reeve. So Becky, because wasn't she the head coach for the Liberty when they won the title?
No, it was some Brondello.
Oh, that's right. I thought wasn't there like I felt like when she won last year with the Aces, she was like the only WNBA coach to win like a title with two different teams. I swear she did it with another team.
I'm trying to remember Becky's. She coached the Spurs for a little bit.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and what happened helped issues. I'm trying to think. She might have been with the Aces all along because she was drafted to the Stars. They were formerly known as the San Antonio Stars.
Yeah.
And that was why Becky was in San Antonio all those years on Pop's staff. Let me look it up real quick because I think I want to say you're right, but let's see. It's mainly the Spurs.
No, it's the Aces that she's been with the entire time. Yeah,
that's what I meant. Like Spurs and
Aces. Yeah. Well, no, she's won 3 WNBA championships as a head coach. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I like shouting the Valkyries head coach though because you could argue of the playoff teams, they have the at least a lower amount of talent than what they're playing to their conference.
Exactly. Yeah. The Valkyries got Gabby Williams, and that's their only star really, and it's and that's the thing. Just
that's more of a product of coaching than talent, right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, you have Gabby Williams, but and it's not like the other players are bad. I say that, it's not like the other players are just some average players, but
they fit their role.
Star level players.
That's why I threw them to their competition. They do have players. They have Gabby Williams, but when they have to play the Fever and the Dream and the Wings and all these teams, and they're pulling out wins.
Yeah,
on paper,
tough.
Yeah, on paper they're the underdog, but they're actually, they're getting it done with
evenly matched. Yeah.
Yep. All right, we've delayed the inevitable enough. Let's get to this Chicago Sky Indiana Fever drama that happened over the weekend. Y'all want to start with Caitlin Clark real quick? That technical that wasn't a technical because of the forearm situation.
Yeah.
That's going to take the shortest amount.
That's a quick one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have been a technical foul on the floor. I don't know what that ref was. I don't know if that ref felt like it was an ego, like she needed to adjust.
Maybe just the way the game was going in terms of physicality. Maybe they were just like, oh, they saw that play. And they were just like, oh, okay.
On accident, kind of a deal. Let's tee up Clark here. Yeah, I'm glad they rescinded it the next day. I got it out of the way. You shouldn't suspend Clark.
And I know Clark complains a lot.
Yes.
I mean a lot. But at the same time, I just don't think.
Get her eighth eventually.
But like I said, but I don't think that play is a technical sort of play. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think it's more. It might have been a case of, how in the NBA they'll give flagrant fouls to Draymond, even though he might not have done enough to get a flagrant foul. But that's only because of the history. His history.
Exactly.
So maybe it's just more of a history thing with Clark. Like, okay, she's talking again. Maybe we should.
That's kind of how I felt it was. Obviously she was voted 11th in the All-Star thing. So not liking Caitlin Clark, and I'm not going to get into who's right or who's wrong. I'm just saying, who don't punish them for running after a play. Just don't.
Yeah. All right, I think, like I said, she's going to get her eighth eventually anyway because that's what happens with Caitlin Clark. She's going to get legit because she's going to
a legit one. Yeah, a legit one.
She's like,
I saw a funny comment online. I do think I kind of buy into this conspiracy. I do think they rescinded it because they saw the Fever's next game, the ticket prices going down. And they're just like, oh no, we can't do that. We can't allow that.
Oh, is that,
yeah. I don't know. That's my conspiracy I'm buying into, only because I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it's a funny
I thought it happened because they said she pushed off and she didn't push off.
Yeah.
The replay like several times too, and it's just like everyone on ESPN like, where's the push? Where?
I feel like you could go either way on it, like either because it wasn't a technical or because of the ticket prices. Take your pick on it.
Either way.
Yeah. It's either way.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of controversy, we're not going to get into the
overall aftermath of
the aftermath of this one.
Yeah.
Because like, yes, Dejanay Carrington probably shouldn't have done what she did in the locker room after the game, because it's launched a lot of controversy afterwards.
Yeah. Especially her tweeting the schedule for the next game.
Yeah.
Like the date. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, great props to Carrington and how she's handled it, even though some people have said she's not handling it, whatever. She at least addressed it, within the last 48 hours. But we have to get to the foul at hand here. So Sophie Cunningham, who has been even though she's not the best player on the court, she's a
lightning rod personality is what I would say. Yes.
Yeah. So she's like you said before. So she's in transition, trying to attempt a layup. Carrington has done this before. She's blocked players from behind. That is her thing. She's a great defender. Doesn't time it well on this one. Whacks Cunningham on the head.
Yeah.
Right. Cunningham doesn't like it. They get into a pushing and shoving situation. Carrington gets ejected because they review it for a flagrant 2. Yeah. They rule it a flagrant 2. And that is where it all breaks down. Like, where it breaks down is the Cunningham brought it up. Like, I got ejected for a similar foul last year on a player, and it was retaliated, and both players were technically ejected in that one because of the retaliation. This case, Cunningham wasn't ejected from the game, just Carrington. So that's where people that is where the Carrington aftermath is stemming from that situation. I'm not getting into that. That is, we're going to leave that there. The foul itself, it's a flagrant 2 foul. It ifs, ands, or buts. It's a flagrant 2 foul. Now, I've seen some people online say it's a flagrant 1.
Yeah.
Hold your roll. That's a flagrant 2 in the NBA. Like, if you know the NBA and how, if you really watch the NBA and how it goes, those are called flagrant 2s in the NBA. Like, let's not get it twisted. The way she hit the made contact on the side of the head, and how it could have caused those are called flagrant 2s in the NBA. Now, sometimes they're not, but that's but it's
very rarely do in the NBA call a flagrant 2. They're very hesitant to do that.
Yes. Yeah.
Especially, and I've noticed, and of course this has been going on for ages, but I see it especially with star players like Wemby multiple times during this last playoffs. Like, obviously the Naz Reid elbow, was a very obvious flagrant 2. But everything, there's some other plays in there, like the Brunson push in the finals and things like that, where it's just like, oh yeah, that should have been a flagrant 2, but they didn't really want to call it, so they were just like, let it slide. But I just feel like for this case, especially with the Cunningham stuff, I feel like it's more a matter of star power and protecting the star than anything else. That's my take.
I mean, my thing on it too, before I let Shane go. Yes, my thing is, I think if certain situations weren't there, I think if Cunningham does the same thing to Carrington, it's a flagrant 2. I think either way, how that foul looks, it's a flagrant 2. Like the way it happens, right? If it's the rules reverse, flagrant 2.
Yeah, but it's like you said, it's the retaliatory stuff that comes afterwards, and like you said, there was a similar situation with Cunningham, and she also got ejected for the retaliation. Well, she got rejected for the foul, and then the retaliator
the retaliating player got it was J.C. Sheldon. I remember it was when Sheldon was on the Sun, and Cunningham fouled her hard. It was a couple plays before it was the Caitlin Clark, situation with Sheldon, and then Cunningham fouled Sheldon pretty hard. Then like a couple possessions later, and then Sheldon wasn't going to take it, and we had that situation.
Yeah,
and I like Dejanay. I like Carrington as a player. I don't where I say it's a flagrant 2. Let's not take it away. Carrington as a player is she's a great player. She's a great physical player, like Stephanie White said in the press conference responding to it. Now the fans of the Indiana Fever that are like Caitlin Clark diehards that don't even watch the games said, "Why is Stephanie White defending Carrington in this?" Because she actually played for like Stephanie White back in the day. Like she knows Carrington pretty well. So it's like I don't think Carrington did it intentionally. Let's not say that she.
No.
And that's why like some people are like, "Oh, that's a flagrant 1," and then it's like, yes, technically it could be ruled as a flagrant 1 foul.
It's the follow through that constitutes the level of the flagrant.
The follow through on the play makes it flagrant 2. Like it's just a lot of people
like if it was just like, let's say like it was like a smack on the head, but there wasn't any follow through. It was just like a smack, and then like she backed her hand away, sort of thing. Then it's a flagrant 1. Yeah. But flagrant 2, and it's like that in the NBA as well. A flagrant foul is based upon the impact. Obviously, if it's above the head, like to the head, above the neck, and there's a follow through, then yes.
Flagrant 1, and this wasn't the situation, but just like a flagrant 1 to me would be like she reaches her hand and she's like maybe an inch from the ball and misses it and hits Sophie Cunningham in the face. Her arm was like this.
Yes.
So it looked like.
Well, she smacked down like this, and it came right down on top of Cunningham.
Yeah, that's true.
And
but
pulled
like,
her down pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. But like the thing is like when you do that and like Kai's is here. So
yes.
It looks like this is why I think regardless is that she wasn't doing a play on the ball. It was like doing a play on the player. Like she either she was trying to block her eyesight or just like
trying to stop it.
Hit her in any way, because the thing why we'll forget who the players are. You can analyze the situation just on the court, because it happens all the time. Is some teams preach, all teams preach, don't give up free layups. So she's just trying to make contact.
Yeah.
But that contact can still be illegal.
I do think Shane, she was trying to go for the ball, because like Brandon brought up before, that this is kind of like her signature play is like she tries to get to the chase down, and she kind of went about it the same way, where like she comes around like underneath to try and come up and swat it, but she ended up missing the ball this time, and her arm came down right on top of her. So I do think she was going for the ball. But the follow through, like I said before, is what ultimately constitutes a flagrant 1 or a flagrant 2.
See, so I'm watching it right now. I'm watching it like on Twitter, right on X right now. From the ESPN's post a couple days ago on it. Like the thing is, when she smacks her head after, like the angle that Sophie's leg was, like the plant leg that she jumped from, or her jump leg. Not the leg that goes up, but your jump leg. The way that could have caused an ACL. It could have caused an ACL injury. So that is the thing they're going to try to prevent in this situation as well.
Yeah, maybe the refs saw that too, and they were just like they wanted to preach more player safety, so they had to
bump it to
come down hard on it. Yeah,
but at the same time, the rule is the follow through, the unnecessary contact.
Yeah,
like,
and the location. And don't forget the location has to be above the neck. If it's above the neck, it's going to be mostly a
because
flagrant.
her leg. I just now noticed that when her leg lands, right, it lands toe first and twists and bare. Like, she's lucky she doesn't have an ankle injury, right? Like, Cunningham's lucky she don't have an ankle.
Yeah.
She don't have
or an ACL injury like she's usually had. Yeah,
like she had last year. Like, she's lucky she doesn't have a similar injury because of how that leg landed. She's lucky it didn't stick. So, with that being said, go ahead, Shake. If you want to.
No, so I was going to say real quick. I think the reason why I didn't really question whether it was a flagrant 2 or not was also because like Cunningham had the clear lead when she ran to the basket. So DeJounte has a set of wheels because she started back. She catches, but it didn't look to me like she was in position to make a play on the ball.
No, she was trying to hustle, but obviously it didn't work out. Yeah.
But if you think, I know you said it was the follow through, but if we think that she was just making a play on the ball, shouldn't that be a flagrant 1?
I mean, that's the thing. You can argue for either. Yeah, you can argue for either. But I think like you can argue for either flagrant 1 or flagrant 2. This situation. Yeah. But I think the follow through, the way Sophie lands, all of it has to come to account, and the location, like Jacob said.
Yeah. Like all of the criteria doesn't need to meet for a flagrant 2. It just like obviously, as Brandon said, it has to meet most of it.
And I think that play meant most of it. And
maybe
not the attention part that some people are highlighting, but
yeah. And then the thing about Cunningham too, like the after the play on the court, right? We watch a lot of WNBA, we watch a lot of NBA. Is it fair, in your guys' opinion, to say that if you're a player and you get hit or fouled, they'll let you talk back, and usually they'll let you get away with one of these? Is that fair to say?
One. Yeah, one.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, one.
But not the prolonged stuff that JC Sheldon play was last year. Because that was prolonged. Yeah. That was really prolonged. And that game got really heated. Like it started with Sheldon's physical player and Clark, and then like Cunningham, something both players had to get ejected from that.
Yeah, Cunningham tried to come and be the enforcer for Clark, and then it just snowballed.
It really snowballed from there, and it had to, like the refs had to get involved with that, like and check both players. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just brought it up because I don't know what Cunningham is referring to when she said that last year there was a similar play and both players got fouled. But if you don't know that happened, I feel like if you just saw that play in a general game and you didn't,
in a vacuum,
or like say like I'm an NBA player and I get hit like that, I feel like if I get up and I do one of these and then I start talking, no one is really going to say I deserve a foul. If I keep going at her, if I throw punches, if I say something I really shouldn't, like that's a different story. Yeah. But everyone usually gets away with like one shove, you talk back, and then your bench comes and gets you to de-escalate the situation.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying with that.
Yeah.
So there is some interesting college football news that just broke. I will talk about it on Thursday in more detail. Derek Carr has a coaching job in college football.
Is it with Fresno State?
No. So this one is an interesting one. If you know me and me personally, where I went.
It's jam.
No. So it involved in a certain way. It involves our former head coach that just left. To a Sunshine. No, not the Golden State.
Yeah,
if you get what I'm saying, UCLA.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
So I'll talk about.
All right, we'll save that for Thursday, but that's a little
show.
teaser.
So that's the tease. The tease. That's a tease, everybody. Thursday night NFL college football end zone rush show.
Yeah.
We'll be doing some our top tens of college football teams.
Yeah, we'll do top 10.
Top tens,
Yeah, we can do
top
top
10
10.
of college football.
Yeah.
The best top 10, and then along with more training camp and talking about the Hall of Fame, the Hall,
and a little bit of fantasy, a little bit of
fantasy
fantasy too.
Yeah. So that's Thursday.
Maybe this time we'll do like instead of because I know we've done running back and like receiver last couple weeks for our first 2 episodes. I think we should do
quarterbacks.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
So we'll do quarterbacks on Thursday. So that's the tease for Thursday. Just wanted to shout that. I just wanted to, that just broke from Schefter 44 minutes ago. So I just kind of wanted to highlight that real quick. But let's get into the Mystics real quick and then get to Don Nelson and then wrap it up with 2000s. So the Mystics are on a current 6-game win streak as of what was it? Yesterday? Let me look at it again. Make sure. Yes, yesterday they.
I think it was yesterday. Yeah.
Yesterday they beat the Mystics. 95 to.
You mean the Mystics beat the Mystics?
Mercury. Sorry. Sorry, I have a cat in here that wants to cause a nuisance. So the Mystics beat the Mercury 95-75 yesterday to make it a 6-game win streak. Since the middle of July, Shakira Austin.
Since the 18th of July, they have
not lost since the 18th of July.
Yeah,
they're one.
So almost a month.
Almost a month. They're one of the teams that pushed up the playoff ranks really quickly so far. If you look at, they were like 8th a couple weeks ago. Now they're in.
Yeah, I remember when we did the standings. They were within like striking distance. Oh, like they were in that playoff
bubble thing,
firmly. But now they got shot all the way up to the 5th seed. So now they got a huge chance to even go further.
Yeah, and the Liberty fell to the 7th, the Dream fell to the 6th, and then Dallas fell to the 8th seed since we really last did this. That look at it. But yesterday, Austin had 19, Centron had 19. Looking at it some more here, Erie had 12. Amore had 6 assists. She was over 4 from the field yesterday, but she had 6 assists as a starter. But I think during this win streak, I think Amore has played. She had 12 against the Wings, one of the games. The last 2 games, she's had 0 points.
Wow.
Well, I saw a stat when I was looking up the Mystics win streak during the stretch, and I saw that right now, aside from the Lynx, I think they have like the 2nd or 3rd ranked defense right now during this run. So they've been really just hammering it. Like you said, like the offensive output, it's been decent, obviously from Austin and Irfan
and Central,
but like nothing spectacular. It's not like Olivia Miles 26 points or a Collier 17 points sort of thing. But it's just like I've seen it's just mostly defense, especially with a lot of these final scores. They're keeping their other team under at least 80 at least 3 of the times.
Like the Mercury, they held under 80. Let's see what else let me go back to it real quick. So July going down. Valkyries, they held at 82. The Aces had 99. The Sun had 84. And then Wings had 75. The first matchup, 81-70.
Yeah, I think it's impressive they were able to hold the Valkyries to 82, considering they have a top 3 offense. So that's kind of impressive.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I mean, it's impressive run with the Mystics right now. I think they're a dark horse. If any team can match up with the Lynx defensively, it's the Mystics.
Yeah. But the only issue for the dark horse, I think, obviously, when it comes to the playoffs, it's going to be more about who has the matchup advantage. I don't think if, like, say the Mystics see the Lynx in the first round, I don't think it's going to go well for the Mystics.
Well, they wouldn't see them in the first round. They probably right now be Indiana. I think Indiana missed it.
Yeah, but I'm hypothetically speaking. Whereas they could potentially go to the WNBA finals, but their path has to be at least at teams like the Dream or something like that, where they could match up more defensively. Yeah. Because and more so it's about for them defensively, but it's also about facing teams that don't have much firepower on offense. Because I feel like if they face the Lynx early or like a Fever, they're just going to get trounced offensively. Yeah. So I just don't feel like for them, the path is very narrow.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the path is narrow for a Mystics team to have a run this year because they're young, and this is really going to be their first playoff experience overall with this young core. The Fever have had that run. Even though it wasn't Clark and it wasn't Cunningham, they had the run last year, to the finals. I'm trying to think of who else. The Liberty have been there. The Lynx have been there. The Aces have been there. Other teams that we've talked about have been, even the Valkyrie, they were there last year. Even though they didn't have a sustained run, the Valkyrie were there last year. So they know what those teams know what the playoffs are. And as much as I want the Mystics to do well, and as a local guy that wants to see the DC team do well in this situation, I just don't know. I just don't know how they're going to.
Like I said, they just have to get a favorable matchup, like a Dream or something like that.
Because a Dream
and then obviously like you said, all the other teams are playoff hardened teams, so they're
the Dream would be I think the Dream, even though they have players that have been to the playoffs, I don't think them as a unit have been because obviously Angel Reese traded there this year, so this would be Angel Reese's first playoff experience.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Even all of their big players don't have, or their core as a whole hasn't really been in the playoffs together. So it's just
even though
if they get them, and you get a chance.
Even though the two have the two stars on that team have been in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I just meant as a core. Obviously, when we talked about the other teams, the Aces and stuff, their core have all been in the playoffs together multiple times.
100%. Because Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard have all have all been they've been in the playoffs together. Those two have been in the playoffs together a couple times, even though they haven't really done well as and so. But Angel Reese's would be her first playoff experience ever. And I just don't know how that's going to translate yet. And I'm interested to see what Angel Reese does in the 26 playoffs if the Dream end up making it. Because I'm interested to see if she was like LSU Angel Reese in the
postseason time comes around and she turns into a different person.
When the lights are brighter. Angel Reese plays a little bit better. I'm not saying she's the greatest player in the world, but those especially when they won LSU won the Natty, right? Angel Reese was better than Clark in that tournament run. She was, they had the Hokies matchup as well. No, I think LSU beat. Did LSU beat Carolina?
Are you talking about the Final Four? Who they beat in the Final Four?
I'm trying to remember who.
It wasn't the Hokies. It was
South
somebody
Carolina,
else.
Because I think
Iowa, it was
I think Iowa played Tech that year. Because I remember Kenny Brooks made it to the Final Four the year.
Wait, did LSU beat South Carolina?
I think they did that year.
No,
was it Tech? It might have been Tech. It might have been Virginia Tech.
I think it was Tech,
because I remember it was Iowa, South Carolina, and then it was Iowa.
Yeah, because I know Clark beat South Carolina 1 year. Out of the 2 years she was in the Final Four.
And I remember Tech. It was Kitley, Amore, and then I think that was the main two from the Hokies that made it that final under Kenny before Kenny left to Kentucky.
I know. I know that one.
So there's that. So like we said, going back to the Mystics, it's been impressive. We'll see what they do tomorrow against the Aces. It's the first of the back-to-back in Vegas. Thursday night would be on Prime. Thursday night's game's on Prime. Tomorrow night, though, ESPN's got the game to watch for the week. Fever, Liberty. Implications in that one.
Yeah.
So tune in tomorrow night at 7 on ESPN for that game. I'll be here doing the pod, but I'll probably have it on the side TV over here at times.
Yeah.
But that being said, let's get to our Don Nelson tribute. Don Nelson, former Mavericks head coach, Warriors head coach twice, Bucks head coach, really famous long-term head coach in the 80s, 90s, 2000s.
Yeah, he coached 31 years.
Passed away over the weekend at 86. Can't remember if it was what the cause of death was at the moment. I think he was dealing with some kind of cancer. I might be wrong on that, though. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah,
I think
it was. I'm pretty sure. Well, look, whenever you hear somebody, oh, so and so died at 86, you're just like, oh yeah, natural causes, old age.
Yeah. So it was. Trying to remember what it was. It was died in Frisco.
Oh, he might have had cancer because there was like a Jimmy V thing that he had.
I remember it was something like that.
And they usually give that out to somebody who has cancer or like any other disease.
Those are so emotional. They're tough for me to watch.
Yeah.
So Don,
the Dickie V one was.
Oh my god! Yeah.
The Dickie V one.
So even a stroke. There was a stroke he suffered 3 weeks prior to his passing, apparently.
Oh yeah, so it might have been natural causes.
It might have been, but there's no official cause of death, though. I
don't even know why I'm saying natural causes because cancer is a natural cause too. So
sharp decline in health following a recent stroke, the family has said. So that is the making sure I'm reading this right. Yeah, he became very ill, had a series of strokes. So anyway, Don Nelson was a legend in the game. Really great coach. I loved his. I loved his tenacity as a coach too, because he was one of the guys, that didn't really do well and didn't have playoff. Like he wasn't a Pop, he wasn't a Pat Riley, he wasn't, some of these coaches that have had.
But he wasn't the mastermind like some of these guys were, or like just the leaders. Like a Pat Riley wasn't so much like a guru, like offensively, defensively, but he was just like this leader that could just get these dudes so motivated to go out there and just kick ass. So
and that's the thing too. Like Don Nelson, it's a shame he didn't win a Larry as a coach. Like it is.
Well, the good thing is it's not like he didn't have any rings. He won 5 when he was a player with the Celtics.
Oh, okay,
yeah. It's like, what was that? One more time?
Former Celtics legend too. Yes.
Yes. He's got his jersey retired, hanging up there.
So he won 5 rings as a player, like you said. He's a legend in that right. I love him as a coach too, because he's the one that really made Dirk, and because that's the thing. Like he's the one that made Dirk Nowitzki who Dirk Nowitzki is.
Well, he was the one that really advocated for drafting him mostly because, you got to remember during that time, I think Dirk was thinking about joining the military instead of pursuing basketball. And I think there was a story of Don going over there and talking to him, being like, "Hey, man, I really think you'll do great things for us in the NBA." And that was able to just okay, Dirk was like, "Okay, I'll join." And we'll give this a shot. And obviously, it worked out. So
actually, when I was scrolling and I got the news, the first tribute to Don Nelson I saw was Dirk's.
Yes.
He had a very nice paragraph, and he threw in like he's the one who drafted me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
The history of NBA changes if Don Nelson.
And I think when I think about Don, I always think of him as probably the greatest head coach to never win a title as a head coach, because obviously he never made the finals. Like the closest he's ever been was the conference finals a few times. He was with the Bucks when he was with the Bucks. Obviously the 2003 Mavericks team that he coached went to the conference finals with Dirk, Nash, and Finley. Love that team. But he never was able to crack through. He was never able to get through. And it's so interesting to me because I always think of, like, when you think of like all-time head coaching wins, you instantly think of like the big dogs like Phil Jackson, Greg Popovich. But before Popovich became the all-time leading head coach in wins, it was Don Nelson who held that. And I always thought that was such an interesting thing. Like, Don Nelson held that. And I saw another interesting stat for Nelson. So he had, during his 31-year career, he led his team to 50 wins and 9 of them. Out of all the head coaches in NBA history, there's only like a select few that have more 50-win seasons than Don.
Yeah. Wow.
And he could, like I said, he coached so many iconic teams. He coached the We Believe Warriors. He coached the Mavericks with obviously Dirk, Nash, and Finley. And then he coached the Chris Mullin led Warriors in the 90s. And then
he also coached young Steph Curry.
Young Steph Curry. Exactly. And then don't forget this too. He's also the Milwaukee Bucks all-time leading wins leader.
Wow.
So I think he coached them 9 or 10 years, and I think he led them to like 50 wins in 3 of them or 4 of them. He won like 60 wins in more than a few of them. So, and I love those Bucks teams of the 80s with Moncrief and all them. So, I don't know. He's just a legend, just a straight legend.
Yeah, Steph had a similar story with Dirk's, like Shane pointed out. And Steph also said that Don was one of the biggest reasons he was a Warrior. Infamously, the 2009 draft where the Minnesota Timberwolves drafted Ricky Rubio and Johnny Flynn over
Johnny Flynn, man.
And I love Johnny. That's the thing about Johnny Flynn. Let me get to Johnny Flynn. Since I love Steph Curry and we talk about Steph Curry. I want to talk about Johnny Flynn real quick. He was great at Syracuse in that Jim Boeheim's.
I know that, but it's just so funny. He was drafted so high. He was drafted over Steph of all people, and Steph, like to Johnny Flynn's credit, he was great at Syracuse, but Steph was a legend.
Yeah, no, he was. He was
a
legend at Davidson. No, I'm not disagreeing with you there.
Yeah,
he put Davidson on the map.
Yeah, he put Davidson on the map. And I just feel like that's bigger than whatever Johnny Flynn did.
Yeah, my thing is, it sucked that I think Johnny Flynn would have had a good career if he wasn't drafted in Minnesota because they already drafted Rubio.
That just didn't make any sense. You already drafted a guard. Why draft another
they drafted
guard?
2 within like a few picks of each other.
Yeah.
Granted, Rubio wasn't ready to come over yet because he was still under the contract.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was like 2 years after he was drafted. He came to the NBA. Yeah.
So they had to have somebody, and it just sucked for Flynn in that situation. Now, do I think Johnny Flynn was going to be a great NBA player? No, I never thought that. No. But at the same time, I thought in a different situation, I think he would have been.
He might have had a longer career.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. But going back to Curry and Nelson real quick. I think it helped that Steph got drafted to Don Nelson because he was able to learn certain things that because Don probably taught him some of the things he taught Nash as well. Even though Curry wasn't what we know Steph Curry to be yet. Like he still had Monte. Monte was on those teams. So Monte was
Well, he kind of molded Steph to become, because he was mostly a combo guard coming out, and they wanted him to play more of the two position. Well, that's the reason he always clashed with Monte for the two position, because he wanted to play shooting guard instead of point guard. And it was Don that was just like, hey, I want you to play point. Here's how you play point. I want you to be the man here. And like you said, he sort of just taught him how to be the point guard. That like not like Nash, but like how to, like, the responsibilities that are associated with it.
Yeah.
Learn it.
And that's the thing too. We call, like, a lot of people call Steph Curry one of the greatest point guards ever. Now, looking back on it, like, and for me, every time I say that, I'm like, is Steph one of the? Yes, technically he's a point guard. Yes, his accolades make him one of the greatest point guards.
Like, even though, well, I say that because he played point guard all but 2 years of his career. The first 2 years he was a combo guard, and then every year after that he was just a point guard.
And then, but it goes back to, for me, when I think of greatest point guard of all time, I think of guys that actually did a little bit of scoring, but did, like, ran
the show in terms of passing and just and all that.
And Magic Johnson, John Stockton, Isaiah Thomas, Chris Paul, Jason Kidd, those guys come to mind for me more so than Curry. Yes, the accolades for Curry are going to catapult them above guys like J. Kidd, Chris Paul, John Stockton.
Well, it's important why you brought up the Nelson influence on him too, because if you look at Curry's skill set, because you're right, he doesn't have the passing that those other players have. He just shoots better than all of them. So, another, in the hands of another coach, right, or in another team, they might have said, "Hey, this Steph Curry guy, we're gonna, set up screens for him, and he's gonna shoot the outside three really, really, really well, and he'll be a spot-up shooter." Donaldson was like, "No,
yeah, he was just use him as a spot,
and you're gonna learn basketball IQ." So I think that did play a difference on Steph Curry going forward. And also,
well, I also think, like you said, for the skill set thing, I think it helped him with his handles, because even though he had decent handles when he was at Davidson and stuff, I don't think it was as refined. He was still a little bit raw in terms of all that. And I think him coming in and Don being like, "Hey, I need you to play point guard." What are point guards known for? Great handles.
Yes.
So in order to succeed, you have to have great handles. And I think pushing him into that role really helped him fine tune it. Obviously, he grew into one of the best ball handlers ever.
I'm actually glad that you said that, because I love Steph Curry's handles. Yeah. Nobody talks about it. I get people want to talk about Kyrie and whatever with handles, but Curry is just about as good.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to talk
Curry doesn't have Kyrie has the flashiness.
Yeah.
Curry has more of the refinement. It's more like I would say it's similar to like a Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Or Steve Nash, where it's low to the ground, and he's, it's no wasted motion. No wasted motion at all. Like, no flashiness. You're just getting to your spots and picking apart your defender. So
here's the quote I want to read from Curry. One of the biggest reasons I was drafted by the Warriors was because of Don Nelson. The story is he's never liked rookies, but from day one, he challenged me and gave me an opportunity to be my best self on the court. He taught me a lot during our one season together. So the first season they were, his rookie year, that was the only season really of them together. I'll never forget the night he became the winningest coach in NBA history in Minnesota. We were so happy for him. That was that season, his rookie year, that Don Nelson broke that record. And so it's crazy to me that I thought Don did dirty that year when the Warriors weren't great and he got fired. Because I even though we give Kerr and Mark Jackson the credit for that dynasty, mainly Kerr, but Jackson kind of started it. I would have loved to see what Don Nelson would have done with the talent that ended up like Klay Thompson and Draymond and guys like that.
Well, Jackson sort of set it off in terms of he drafted the core, and then obviously signed the core. Like they drafted Draymond and Klay back-to-back years, and then they got Andre Iguodala
free agency
after the 20. I think did he come? No, it was after the 2013 season. That's right. He was with the Nuggets and then signed with the Warriors. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he set it off that way, and then Don before him drafted Curry, and then they got rid of Monte, sent him to Milwaukee, so that way Steph could run the show at the guard position.
So that's the thing. I would love to see what Don could have had with a Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, as a head coach. I would have loved to see that because.
Yeah, well, I would love to see Mark Jackson as well, but I feel like when people talk about the Warriors and their success, they're just like, well, if Mark Jackson was there, he'd have the same amount of rings as Kerr. And
I don't think so.
But Kerr is so much different of a coach compared to Mark Jackson, and I just feel like the motion offense that Kerr liked to run that was similar to his time. It had a little bit of the triangle in it from his time in Chicago, and it had a little bit of the motion offense that he with the Spurs with Popovich. I just feel like his offense fit so much better, and obviously it excelled. It made Steph into a
100%.
It's a good point that you said that because, I mean, the thing about Mark Jackson, but it applies to Don Nelson too. I actually think either of them still could have won rings with Curry because either of them could have coached that team with Durant. But I also think
to be fair, that is fair. Hey, but Durant said it wasn't a super team's change.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
what
sorry.
Are you even talking about? Yeah.
But that I think the most important, or one of the most important moments for Curry was the first one that he won with Iguodala, and he didn't have Durant yet.
Yeah,
I think that Kerr did implement some things offensively.
Yes,
and that made him harder to guard.
Well, I think he did great things with not just offensively, but in terms of how his rotations were really great during those early Golden State years, especially in 2015, because he was like, okay, we got Iguodala coming off the bench. He's doing great. How about we just put him in the starting lineup and we'll put Barnes off the bench? And
which helped because really Barnes was more of a spot up shooter back then.
Because they were down 2-1, and then from that point on, after he put Iggy into the starting lineup, they won 3 straight games.
So Kerr did make a difference, but I think they would have been fine with Mark Jackson. And I think they
would have won at least a couple times. I don't know if they would have won.
Yeah, maybe not the same amount, but they would have. Yeah. And like I said, when Durant got there, sure.
You know what? I think Don wins that series against Cleveland the first year, like Kerr did. Ooh. I think I'm going to go there.
Oh, 2015.
I think he wins that series. Like if he's the head coach of the Warriors and gets all the talent, like if Mark Jackson wasn't there, right?
Yeah.
And it goes Don Nelson, and Don Nelson is still. And granted, I get why he got fired. I think it was maybe his time was up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think he was mulling over retirement at that point because he had been coaching for so long. I think he was having some health issues, and obviously the Warriors weren't good. So, and you had that whole situation with Monte Ellis and Steph.
Yeah.
So,
did you hear what Monte's been saying online? By the way, apparently he has a quote where he said like, if y'all put me, I don't think Nelson had passed yet, so he wasn't directing it at him, but he was like, if y'all put me at point guard, I would have won all those rings, whatever. And everyone heard that. So now everyone's just putting up those Curry stats compared to Monte Ellis. And it's not good for his PR team. I'm telling you.
It's not good for Monte right now. But
I mean, I like Monte. I like Monte
too.
Ellis. He's one of my favorite players to watch when he was in his prime, but hell no.
I don't think he's Curry.
No,
I like
Steph Curry.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, since we're kind of since we've already given our really tributes to Don,
Mhm.
I think it's best we talk about our favorite 2000s
straight leg.
moments. Since we were talking about Don, the We Believe Warriors, I think it's best we talk about this because I love this
Yeah,
topic.
so 2000s moments. We have to start with, well, we're going to start with the We Believe Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that is probably my favorite Don Nelson team.
Yeah.
Over the 2003 Mavericks team you mentioned, Jacob.
Well, and then my favorite moment from there is the Baron Davis dunk on
Yes.
AK in the playoffs. Like, I remember, I think that's still a record for like the highest decibel in a basketball game.
I think
he
so.
did that dunk.
Because the weird thing is the old arena, not the Oracle, not you know.
No, it was Oracle. It was Oracle.
It Oracle?
Yeah, it was Oracle.
Yeah, it might have been Oracle. But anyway, that was Oracle getting loud before the Steph Curry era.
Oracle was fantastic because they had all the Oakland fans. Because now they're there in San Francisco, you get all the high and tidy San Franciscans, and it's like, you know, I don't want to cheer. Oakland don't care. We're gonna cheer. So,
and that's why I love the Baron Davis, and I'm glad you brought that moment up specifically, the over AK-47. Yeah. Because I remember watching that one as a kid, the game live, and I was like, I was like, gosh, are they going to make a Western Conference Finals run as an 8 seed?
Or even a finals run, man.
And I was like, gosh. And the weird thing is, too, the Knicks made a similar run in 99 as a lower, like, I think as the 8 seed to get to the finals.
Yeah, they got all the way to the finals. I think they're one of only, like, a couple teams out of the 8 seed that went all the way to the
Miami
finals.
Heat. Miami Heat.
Oh, yeah. Miami Heat. I forgot about them.
So, I mean,
I was also thinking of the Rockets 95 team, but I think they were a 6 seed.
They were 6 seed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I think they were the lowest seed to ever win a title.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But the thing is with the We Believe Warriors, right? It was really the one that really the first one a lot of fans gravitated towards because no one gave them a shot against the Mavericks. And when they beat the Mavericks, you know, I was like, okay, they're matching up with Jazz. Okay. A young Jazz team with Darren Williams, Carlos Boozer, AK-47, all that talent.
Yeah.
And the thing of it was those 07 playoffs we were going to get set up by Spurs Mavericks conference finals most likely.
Yeah. That was what it was predicted.
Yeah, that was what it was predicted to be. And when the Warriors won, it really kind of, you know, shook those playoffs up and made it interesting. Because that season, it was like the collision courses were the 2007 Eastern Conference Finals with the Pistons and Cavs. That ended up happening. Those were the two, even though the Cavs were just LeBron James and like Larry Hughes.
Yeah, but at the same time, they were also the second seed, and they were also one of the favorites to come out of the East. So everybody was kind of like penciling them in, like, okay, they're going to make the Eastern Conference Finals and probably lose against the Pistons. Yeah.
But then when LeBron won that you know, get to the finals, the Western Conference Finals, the Western Conference playoffs became more interesting because of We Believe, and then the thing of it too, you really thought after the Baron Davis dunk over AK-47. They were going to win that series against the Jazz. That moment in the lexicon of 2000s moments is one of those moments in time you really thought the 8 seed was really going to pull it over. They ended up losing that series to the Jazz, and the rest is history. The Spurs ended up in their dominance, winning that series.
Yeah, well, the Spurs just dog walked everybody in the playoffs that year.
They probably would have dog walked this Warriors team too, and the We Believe Warriors.
Yeah, probably. But hey, look, they would have been like, hey, Western Conference Finals.
It would have been a Western Conference Finals for a team that hadn't been there in a while, obviously, and then like a roster that was, and like, I'm not sure if y'all agree with this, but for me, growing up and watching basketball during that period, one thing I've noticed, 2000 stars. So obviously, we're going to talk about LeBron, Melo. AI, Kobe, sure. but people forget Baron Davis was that dude back then.
Yes.
I remember. So I had NBA Street Volume 3.
Yes.
And the opening cinematic shows you a Baron Davis highlight.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think it was because it probably was because
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. It was. I think it was when he was with the Hornets.
Yeah, exactly. So when he got traded to Golden State, it was like some people didn't think it was a big deal, but then I was like, then you don't watch basketball because Baron Davis is really good, and and like Oracle crowd, you know what I mean? Like, I just remember being like a kid and thinking like, okay, so it seems like these teams are good and this Warriors team's not good. Then Nelson, Barron, Jay Rich, like that team was just chef's kiss.
Yeah,
I was like,
You know what I miss since we're on the 2000s. You know what I miss most about the 2000s? I miss all of the alternate logos. That teams had. I miss because remember when the Pistons they just had the horse logo. Loved that thing, man. And then the Warriors had the guy with holding
lightning
bolt.
The lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt.
I like him better than the city in the circle.
Yeah,
just me personally.
Yeah. I don't like these new logos, man. They're too corporatized. We're just
trying to go modern. Like the Pistons really downgraded. The Warriors downgraded.
Yeah, well, I just don't understand why. Like, even though the Pistons one is more like that was like what they had in the 80s, and in the 90s, that was kind of their logo, anyways. But like other teams, like the Raptors, the Magic.
Even though I like the Magic rebrand as
the Wizards to a certain extent. Now the Wizards have a cool one. They do have a cool one with the Washington Monument in the middle of the ball. That one's pretty cool. But everything else is more like the same one.
Mm-hmm. The Magic is interesting to me because I like the new uniforms they did last year. I do like those Magic uniforms.
I just don't like the logo.
Yeah, the logo's not that great.
Like if you want to go retro with the logo, just go full retro and do the original logo from the 90s.
Yeah, we have to talk about the logo. We have to do that on an episode of the show. Like,
we
have to talk about the old logos.
I could talk for days on this subject. I don't know why it's so important to me, but I could just talk for days on like retro logos, retro uniforms. I don't know. I just love that stuff.
So with the rest of the 2000s moments we have, I'm just going to go by year and throughout the decade.
Yeah, we'll start from 2000
and go through it. So 2000, we had the Lakers winning their first of the three in the finals. Obviously Vince Carter's the dunk contest that year in 2000 was, the
iconic one, the windmill 360 that is ingrained in my
honey
memory.
Dip, all that stuff.
Yes,
that is one of the moments of 2000 that we have to really highlight, and we, I think we've done. That is one of my favorite moments.
That's like one of those. And it's not even a 2000s moment. It's like embedded in like NBA lore all time. Like literally, like probably top 10 at least.
Yeah. So there's that. Also, obviously the finals that year with Reggie Miller, and Kobe. Yeah.
Well, no, it was it 2000? That was
2000 was Pacers.
2001. That was the AI.
I got that twisted too.
It's 2000. This was Pacers Lakers. With Reggie and Rick Smits, and it wasn't Jermaine yet, but there was I think Jalen Rose was on that team too.
It was a good
Indiana team, but it was just no match for Kobe and Shaq.
No, God no. And like especially because like you talk about like moments. There's one game I forget which game it was. I think it was in Indiana. It was like game 3 or 4 or something like that. Shaq had fouled out in overtime, and Kobe scored like 10 points in overtime to get there to get the win for them. Yeah. So
that was really the birth of Coach Kobe Bryant. Was that 2000 finals?
Yeah.
Because there was moments in his younger years where he struggled in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, I think there was like one against the Jazz in like 97 or 98 where he airballed like 3 straight shots in the clutch.
But
so,
I think I'm not sure if it's the Pacers or I might be skipping ahead to the 76ers one. But isn't there a finals game where like someone misses a foul shot and he comes from way behind and gets the tip-in dunk?
I think that might have been Jordan.
Was that? Oh, okay. So I got the wrong player. My bad.
Yeah, it might have been Jordan.
I remember
that. Yeah,
right. Yeah. It might have been one of those, but
I think Kobe might have done it, but I just don't remember if it was in a finals or just in a
have that
game.
Yeah.
So let's get to 2001. 2001 was a fun year. Like you can talk about AI's year in the entirety his MVP season, winning the All-Star Game MVP, winning the regular season MVP award.
Yeah.
Making the Lakers only blemish in the 2001 playoffs. Overall with the Tyronn Lue step over that we highlighted. You guys highlighted.
Yeah, the game where he scored like 45. Yeah,
he had a great game. Like AI 2001 is the year with Allen Iverson as his best in his career.
Yeah. He didn't even practice.
Didn't he practice? Which that moment should be. I think we should talk about that.
Yeah, that's in there. Yeah, we're gonna put that.
We have to get.
I mean, the thing about that is, I remember like everyone on ESPN calling him out on that, but like the only way you come back from saying I don't really care about practice
just
win the MVP and you say that's exactly. So it's like
the story
if anyone else said it, I'd probably be like really angry. But him, I'm like, not that.
What's the story?
Y'all know? So one of his friends, Pat, was murdered, or was got killed. I think a few days before that infamous, before the practice speech. And the one thing that Allen is always said in interviews is the message was misconstrued because the practice stuff of what he was trying to say. And it was more so like, why do I need to care about practice at this moment? Because my friend just
because they were asking a lot of questions about practice. He was just like, I don't care. Yeah.
That is the main thing about the practice quote that a lot of people, get like it's a viral moment like nowadays.
Yeah.
But it's it's one of those it's to Allen it meant something else completely, and Allen. As said himself, he's disappointed how it's misconstrued and how it got misconstrued, which I don't blame him because in that situation and
even though it's like a funny meme moment, I do understand like the significance behind it. I did not know that story.
So
I'm glad you said that because I didn't know it either.
You go looking up. You can. He's probably.
I thought he was just annoyed with the questions. He's just
no. You can look it up.
I thought it was just typical Allen Iverson sort of.
My explanation for it was always I'm him.
Like that's the thing. Like you can you can look that up. It's like practice. Like it's practice friend. Like that's why I'm gonna type and it's.
Wow.
Yeah. The 2002 infamous practice speech revealed that he was grieving the recent murder.
Oh, okay. 2002. Okay.
So it was after his MVP year. So that's why. So Rashawn Langford was shot and killed months prior, and that's
okay.
And then so around that time, and then
that's understandable.
So that's what while the media focus on the soundbite about practice. Iverson bared his soul later in the transfer saying, "I'm upset for one reason because I'm in here. I lost my best friend. My best friend's dead, and we lost. And this is what I have to go through." So, and then that's and then the practice, and then the practice, and it just for me, it's like, look when you learn about that. And the full context of that speech, it takes it away.
Yeah. Yeah,
it takes like we get like it's not funny. It's not
like it's actually a
it's
serious,
a serious
thing.
thing. And respect to Iverson for bringing it up too. And it's just
Yeah.
But the media at the time took that practice soundbite and ran with it for years.
Yeah.
And that shows how cruel sports media can be at times.
Because that means like someone heard that.
That's not sports media. That's media.
That means that someone heard that in the moment and heard the context and heard what he was going with, and said, "I'm going to clip this part because it might be a funny meme, or ESPN's going to trash about the day after that."
All right. Well, moving on to brighter topics.
Yeah, brighter moments.
2000. Yeah, brighter moments. 2002. You guys remember anything from 2002? Really? Oh, the only one is the Western Conference Finals between the Kings and the Lakers. That's
really only brighter than the Island.
It's not so much brighter because one of the refs in that series ended up going to jail, but
the gambling side of it,
gambling.
But that's the thing. So obviously we had that practice, the practice moment with Allen, and we also had the Kings-Lakers game that the Kings fans are still probably upset about to this day, because they could have probably won the championship that year.
And then Robert Horry breaks their hearts too.
100%.
Forget that shot.
Yeah. So there's that. 2002 also had. I'm trying to think what another one of my favorite moments in 2002 was, because 2001 I can remember, 2000 I can remember, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006.
2002 is the only one. Same for me.
2002 really for me is one of the ones that kind of is in the memory bank, kind of disappointing, because the All-Star game wasn't really that memorable. The weekend wasn't really that memorable. So
was that no? That wasn't the year Jordan
retired. No, it was 03.
Yeah, so it was the last full year of Jordan playing.
Yeah.
That was 03.
Oh, I just remember there was I think it was 2003. That was the All-Star game. Was really good. I remember that one. I think.
Yeah. So 03, Jason Richardson, really started to step up 03 in the dunk contest.
Yeah.
And then he won back.
Yeah, the dunk contest.
And then he won back in 04. And so let's get to 03, because 03 we had probably the best draft one of the best drafts of all time. We had Jordan's retirement year. We had
the Spurs winning their second title.
Yep. We had
was it their third? No, it was the second.
Because they only had the Twin Towers.
Yeah, well, I was thinking because they won 3 titles during the 2000s, but I know but they never repeated. That was the thing. Yeah.
That was the thing with the Spurs. They won every 4 years.
Yeah, like from 2003 to 2007, it was they just won 03 gap year, 05 gap year, 07.
Yeah. So it was 99 4 years later with the Lakers, because the Lakers dynasty. Then the gap 05, gap 7. So Wise 14 is the fifth title on Duncan's career.
14. 7 years now.
Oh. So the Spurs were there.
But I wouldn't say that's more like when I talk about 03, especially Tim Duncan's dominant run to win his second title. I don't think that's more of a moment. I think that's more of a performance thing. So, but still, I still see it as significant because he won his second straight MVP, and he pretty much established himself when he won his second title as I'm the best player in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, in that moment. In my opinion, some people will be like, I think Shaq was still better than him at that moment, but I feel like when you win back-to-back MVPs and you win your second ring.
Yeah.
I feel like that's significant enough. You're just like, yeah, he's the best player in the world.
Yeah, that's the thing about Tim Duncan at that time and Shaq, because that was the debate was between them two for the best player in the world. Then when Kobe was raced, like after Shaq left for Miami, Kobe became in that debate for a few years before LeBron.
I think when because people, especially LeBron people, really like to talk about this era as more like, well, like Tim Duncan had it down packed from like 2003 to 07 or 08. I know Nick Wright likes to say this all the time. He's just like, but then LeBron got it in 2008. I'm like, no. LeBron didn't get it until probably 2012 when he won his first title and his third MVP. From like 2007, 2008, depending on which year you want to do, it was Kobe.
Yes.
Kobe was definitively the best
player.
I
agree with that.
In the world. Yep. And then like before then, it was like Tim Duncan for a few years after he won his second MVP and was winning a couple rings in there.
Yep.
And then obviously Shaq before then because, you know, the 3-peat.
Yeah. But yeah, let's get No, I agree with that. I mean, overall, Tim Duncan.
I guess we lost Shane. Shane's internet.
No, just us two right now.
Yeah.
Let's get to 2004.
It's okay.
Let's just get to 2004 real quick.
Yeah.
Because we're kind of at the tail end of this show anyway.
Oh yeah. We'll get there.
We'll get there. So
we'll go through it real quick. 2004 was the Pistons' underrated year,
and we had Chauncey Billups half-court shot in that playoffs. That really set the tone for that run during the Eastern Conference playoffs. Let me add him. Like Shane's back. Let me add him.
Oh, he's back. Okay. Yeah.
It says add to stream. Yeah. Oh. Say he's in here. There it goes. Hey, we got him back. I think it's because I'm on the show.
All right, what happened?
Technology, boys.
Hold on. What happened?
Technology.
Here he is. Technology. Here comes. He's here now. I think I got him in.
All right.
I think he's
all right. So we're on 2004.
Okay. Yeah, we're on.
That's what we're talking about. Just
04 Malice in the Palace yet or no?
Yeah.
Let's go.
No.
Okay.
It was 05. Yeah, it was the next year.
Okay. All right. So 04. Okay, yeah. So I remember that Pistons. Were we talking about the Pistons?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so very few times have we seen like a true underdog like that.
Yeah.
Make it that far. And if you think about the Eastern Conference, like it wasn't like the way it is. Like LeBron was young. So like this is what I remember that the good teams were like Indiana because they had Jermaine O'Neal.
And
it was Boston really we just had Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
And not much else with it. And
I
then
mean, you guys were a playoff team, but you guys weren't doing anything.
No, they weren't.
We were winning out a lot.
Yeah.
And like Sixers still had AI, but
he was older.
So there wasn't like, but those are the teams that people were talking about getting there, and the Pistons come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Also, like, name for me, who's the captain of that team?
Chauncey.
No,
you think it's Chauncey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he was the oldest player. He was the vet of the team.
You can argue Ben Wallace. I think you can argue.
Yeah. Well, he was the oldest tenured Piston. Yeah. And then he was also, I think, older. Mm-hmm. No, I think Ben Wallace was older, but I still think just because of the tenured part, I think it was definitely Billups.
And that year they traded for Rasheed in the middle of the year at the deadline.
Yeah, they got Sheed. They got
Sheed at the deadline that year.
Yeah.
No, Billups won.
No, Finals MVP was
Billups that won Finals MVP.
Yeah, it was
Chauncey that won Finals MVP.
Yeah, well, those Pistons teams were probably my favorite. Like, even though obviously we talk about the back-to-back Pistons team that had IT, Dumars, Rodman, and all of them. I feel like this rendition of the Pistons was probably my favorite one with Billups, Rip Hamilton, Tayshaun, Ben Wallace, and Rasheed. I feel like that's probably my favorite rendition of this team.
No, I agree with you, Jacob, because
I
love the Bad Boys as much as the next guy. Like those Bad Boys teams are fun to learn about and read about. And obviously, the Last Dance really brought to light what those Bad Boys Pistons, and other documentaries.
Yeah. Well, don't forget also the Bad Boys Pistons documentary.
Yeah, other documentaries like Bad Boys Pistons. As well. It's fun. Like those teams are fun. Those teams were fun. This 04, for our age, or or in 2000s or 90s babies in 2000s.
Well, don't forget this Pistons team also went to 7 or 6 straight finals or Eastern Conference.
They went to they went to a lot of Eastern Conference finals in a row together.
Yeah.
So sustained success over time.
Mm-hmm.
They obviously won the championship their first year together. Then lost. Could have went back to back, but lost to the Spurs. Lost the Eastern Conference Finals to Miami. Lost the Eastern Conference Finals to LeBron. Lost the Eastern Conference Finals to Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was the last Eastern Conference Finals.
And then that was it.
That was the last one.
It was after that point because everybody else was older. Yep. And I think, Ben Wallace wasn't no longer on the team by 2007. I think he retired shortly after leaving. Mm-hmm. And then Billups was everybody just got older.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, they traded Billups for Iverson.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Billups was on Denver for a few years with Melo there in the late 2000s.
All right. So we were on 04. We were talking about the Pistons. 05. I don't really have one in 05.
Other than Malice at the Palace.
Malice
at the Palace. Okay.
That was
06. 06. Kobe's 81 in 06 or 07?
06.
06, yeah. So 06, Kobe's 81. Mm-hmm. I think there was another one in here. I can't remember if it was 06 or 07, but it was the hip check by Bowen on.
That was 06 too.
Steve Nash in the playoffs.
Yeah, that was 06, I think.
Yeah. 06. That's another big moment.
That was 06. I want to say, Bruce Bowen.
Was it 06 and 07 where Nash won MVP back to back?
Yes. No, it was 05, 06.
Okay. Yeah,
05, 06. Because 2007 was Dirk.
Actually, you know what? It was 07 for that Bruce Bowen.
Oh, okay.
Bruce Bowen hit check.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. It was in the Western Conference Finals. Yeah.
Yep. So that was that hip check. It wasn't the Western Conference Finals. It was because that year was Jazz Spurs.
Oh yeah, that's right. Jazz. We just talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember that too.
Yeah. So so that was the one there. So the infamous hit check was 07. Trying to think too.
So 06, 81. 07. Well, no, 06 is also the Kobe game winner too against the Suns.
Against the Suns
in the playoffs, the buzzer beater.
But they ended up losing that series.
And then 07.
Yeah, they ended up losing it.
07, another iconic moment was LeBron scoring 20-something straight points against the Pistons in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, that was 07.
And then 2008 was KG's,
anything's possible.
Speech at the end when Boston won the title.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
The summer of 08 team.
The Olympics where Kobe scored 10 straight points in the fourth quarter, including it. I think, it was a clutch 3 to ice the game to give them the first. I think it was their first gold since '96, or no, it might have been 2000.
Yeah, first goal since 2000.
Might have.
Two.
Yeah, because they infamously won bronze in 2004.
Lost the FIBA World Championships in 06.
Yes.
And then the Redeem team was formed with Coach K being named head coach.
Yeah.
Them getting Kobe Bryant, wanting to do the Olympics.
Yeah.
And it all changed from there. That's
the thing. Nobody else was going to do it unless Kobe was on board.
Yeah.
Once Kobe was on board, it kind of just snowballed down. It was okay, Chris Paul's going to come in, Dwight Howard's gonna play. Like it got like all the big dogs finally.
Well, that's to say,
came out after
LeBron
it
and
came
Melo were on that 0-4 team, but they didn't get that much playing time.
Yeah,
And that's
but LeBron instantly said, "I recruited Kobe
Yeah.
because like this team wouldn't have won if we didn't come out and get
exactly. Kobe was
Yeah.
the one that really made the redeem team. And the thing is, too, the 2012 team, I would argue, was better. You know, because they got KD.
Yeah, well, they were all in their prime too, and they had AD. Remember, they had a rookie.
And it had a rookie AD in that too. Yeah, that 2012 team was really good too. And then obviously Rio in 16 was was another fun team with Kobe Bryant on it. So that's the thing.
No, he wasn't on it.
Was he
2016?
not? No, Kobe wasn't.
No, it was KD. It was like KD,
That's right.
DeMarcus Cousins.
That's right.
Kobe retired. PG was on that team.
Kobe retired that year in 16. I thought.
Kobe retired that year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But yeah, so that's 08. Well, did we cover? Let's see. Did we cover? Oh, Superman, Dwight Howard, the birth of.
Oh yeah, the Superman dunk, and then the Nate Robinson dunk contest.
The next year.
Yeah.
With LeBron saying, "I'm going to be in the dunk contest. I'm going to do this in 2010."
Yeah, and then bailed last minute.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's funny about
2000? What about 2009?
Orlando.
I guess this is kind of 2009. Is I remember Dwight Howard calling himself Superman and that being a controversy.
Yes,
because
I remember Shaq gave him so much flack about it too. He assumed he was Superman.
So I think this is funny. Shaq says, "I invented Superman." Dwight Howard then says, "No, I'm Superman." Then he had that famous quote where he's like, "Last I checked, Spider-Man was a DC comic written by whatever." So now, fast forward years later, who's NFL Superman? Cam.
Cam.
It's just gonna be like a new Superman every decade.
Yeah,
we're just gonna have someone call themselves Superman.
Yeah.
But my thing is, obviously, like that's the thing too. Like we forgot about the Nate Robinson dunk contest and all the the dunk contest from 03, 04 with Jay Rich. 05 was fun with Steve Nash and Amari in Denver.
That
year, and Josh Smith. That was a fun one. Obviously, 06 with Iggy and Nate. 07 with Gerald Green. That one was fun, but not great. Then Dwight brings it back to life with the Superman dunk.
I will say another moment since you brought up Gerald Green was an in-game dunk where they lobbed it off the glass when he was with the net. He did a windmill. One of my favorite dunks ever.
Yeah. And Devin Harris.
I don't know which year that was, but I know it was in the 2000s.
And then Devin Harris game winner off where he double catches it and then flicks it with barely turned. That one was in the late 2000s.
There was also one, I think it was during the year in 2009 when Wade led the league in scoring. I think he hit a game winner from he hit a one-legged game winner, just like a floater from 3-point land against the Bulls or something like that.
Yes.
Or no, I think it was that, and then there was the dunk on Verjao in the same year.
The dunk on Verjao was electric.
Yeah, one of my favorite ones. Yeah. And then obviously before we talked, before the show, you talked about LeBron's dunk on KG, and I think it was 2008.
Yes, Eastern Conference semis.
Yeah, where Harlan had that famous line of no regard for human life. Yeah.
Which I think that's my favorite Kevin Harlan line ever in his commentary. That one.
Yeah.
I love Kevin Harlan, don't get me wrong. But Mike Breen's I want to do this on the show too. Who's better between Mike Breen and Kevin Harlan?
Oh god.
We have to do it on one of these a full
Do we have to though? Because I like both. I love both.
I like both too. Don't get me wrong.
I like both because they both bring a different energy. I like Breen because of the impact for big moments, especially big shots.
Bang.
in Harlan because of the big plays, like a lot, like obviously a dunk or something like that.
I love both, but we can do either best moments from both or who's better between both. Like who has the better.
Yeah,
that's like picking between children right there.
I know, but that's the fun part about these pods.
I agree with
Shane exactly.
It's the best. Hey, that's the best part about pods. Sometimes, like we have our opinions.
We can have
exactly.
discussions.
Yeah. So, with that being said, I think we covered most of the great 2000s moments. If there's one that y'all want to comment, comment below on
maybe like the last championship of that decade with the Lakers winning in 7. Obviously, Ron Artest hitting the clutch shot. I know Shane didn't want me to bring it up.
Yeah, but you snuck it in there with 5 seconds left. So nice.
You stuck it in there.
Yeah.
No, comment.
I saved the best for last.
Save the
just
best
for you.
moment for last. Now, comment down below y'all's favorite moments from the 2000s. Comment, like I said, comment your moments and subscribe to the Ellis Highlight Reel on YouTube and follow along on TikTok at Ellis Highlight Reel as well. Make sure you do that. Click the notification bell when streams go up too. I just wanted to also share that as well. Also, BLS_BLS32 on Instagram, 30BLS on X.
Instagram.
No, _BLS32 is on Instagram. 30BLS is on X. Anyway, and then also
make me have to do all your mentions for you, man. Come on.
I know, man.
You should know this by heart.
I know it by heart. I just wanted. I'm. It's been a long day. That's the thing. I'm winding down.
No, understandable.
I'm winding down. So, and also ellishighlightreel.wordpress.com is where the blog will be. Finally, I'm making the commitment this week. It will be up.
You made that commitment the last
I know,
month,
dude.
Man.
I know. I gotta make. I'm dead set on doing it this time. I'm dead set. I'm gonna have reminders on my phone.
You pinky promise?
Yeah, pinky promise.
Okay.
Pinky promise. I'll have reminders on my phone. I'm gonna sit down, write. It's finally gonna happen. I've been like so long and I've had ideas. It's just getting in the front, like I've said it before, getting in front of the computer, gotta get in front of the computer.
Yeah.
And so that's that. Shout out y'all stuff. Y'all want to give me a hard time. Shout out
All right, I'll go first. You can find me on Instagram at JDPerrine24, like you see on the screen here. You can also find my stuff at TotalEpicSports.com. If you type my full name here, Jacob Perrine, into Google, the first result come up is the page that I have on Total Apex Sports. Yep. You can go on there, find all the articles I've ever written for Total Apex. Shane,
yep.
You want to give your stuff real quick?
So I actually found out this today. You can find all of my articles at Muckrack. I guess they have them all. So I was doing a little.
That's interesting. Yeah.
You say that, dude. It's not like they just randomly put on a Muckrack. You have to create an account for it to count.
Yeah, which I did not do, and yet I'm working on my.
It was still on there?
Portfolio today, and then like, how is Muckrack the first result? Like, I literally put in
really.
Somebody there.
It's like the second result for me. Total Apex is the first for mine.
No. It's just Muckrack. Here's everything you've ever written, and I'm like, all right, well.
Oh yeah.
So I'll pitch. Yeah,
that is pretty cool.
So
I always thought for Muckrack, at first when I started using it, I know we're going a little bit off topic and going a little bit long, but I found like I had to like put my articles in manually, but that was more so for like the highlights that you want to post for like articles. But like when I go to my timeline, all my articles are already are all on there. So I'm just like, well, that was a waste of time. If
right. Exactly. Yeah.
Still there. Yeah.
No, it's
I recently found that out with Muckrack.
Yeah. So shout out Muckrack. So,
shout out Muckrack.
So Muckrack, you can find me. Total Apex, you can find me. You can also find me on X, written just like you see there, 2 Shanes. You can also find me on Instagram. If you want to look for sports-related stuff, I shout out the show a lot. Also, If you want my opinion on what the post-credit scene to the new Spider-Man movie is, you can also listen there, and we'll talk about it. Okay?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yes. Now that's the thing. The new Spider-Man was great. You might actually catch a couple of references in my first article.
Oh, okay.
To Spider-Man. You know that, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I love when I did my Ellis highlight reel blog. Really, I love doing little film Easter eggs in each of my sports stories. They're mainly still gonna be.
Oh, that's interesting. I like that.
So that's what I did with my stuff. That just was my style. That I like to do. So, that'll be a fun.
So in other words, you need to start blogging again. And you need to start doing.
I mean to
again.
get on it. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It will happen. It will happen. Now you'll see that. When I do have my first post. My first repost on there. I have other older posts and stuff like that still on that website.
Yeah.
When I have my first new repost, I'll share it to my Instagram, my X. I'll have a community post on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
My Facebook, everything. My LinkedIn, all that fun stuff. So there's that. Tomorrow night will be the off the wall baseball that we were supposed to have yesterday. So that'll be tomorrow. Thursday, like I said, end zone rush. Normally it's on Wednesdays, but Jacob had to work a bar shift.
Sorry, guys. Got to pay the bills.
Gotta pay the bills. So, but that'd be on Thursday this week. It'd be a fun show. And then Friday. Look forward to something else too. It might be like with my show, I might not go live. I might just post our first episode recording, and then start going live after that. So that's what I'm gonna do with that show.
Mm-hmm.
I've been meaning to go live on Fridays. It's just another thing. It's sitting down, actually doing it. But I think doing it like that, doing a recording the first episode or go live, it just depends. You never know. Something expectations will come up. But and then, like I said, sometime this week I will have my first couple blogs up on the relaunch. So that being said, peace out, everybody. Tune in tomorrow.
Peace. We'll see you all on Thursday for the end zone rush.
You'll see these two Thursday. It'll be me and Chris tomorrow. So see y'all then.